So Johnny Miami says, are there any tools we can check to see how strong our entities are and how they stack up against competitors and or the SERP average? The only thing that I know besides like, and again, I don't know that this is precisely what you're asking about, Johnny, is Inlinks. I think it's inlinks.net. I haven't started using it yet, but I'm going to. They have, and by the way, if anybody decides to sign up with this, if you tell them that Marco Benavides from Semantic Mastery sent you or referred you, then I think he gets a donation to his charity for everybody that signs up, and it's a donation directly from Inlinks, the company. So if you decide to sign up for that, we don't even have an affiliate link for it. He'll just get some donation credit per sign up to his charity. So, but as far as I know, this one will, again, I have not started using this yet, although it's on my radar. I'm looking to start using this within probably the next week and a half. It's been on my to-do list for about a week and a half now. I just haven't got to it yet, but I believe this will show you kind of like what your entity strength is and how to improve it. It will also show your competitors and things like that, if I'm not mistaken. So I would take some time, guys, just take a look at their features. I believe they do. They probably have a YouTube channel where you can find out more information and stuff too. So I would check this out. I know it's pretty powerful. I just have not used it yet. Let's see how they stack up against competitors as SERP average. Now, again, Johnny, there's, some of the other tools that, Surfer SEO, that will show you kind of like what the named entities are within the content. If you are using Surfer SEO and you enable NLP when you're doing like an audit, for example, or the content editor or content planner or whatever, anytime you're using, like for your use case, what you're talking about, if you were to audit your existing content, so a web page that you have content on and you want to, you want to compare it to your competitors that are ranked in the top 10. And with our Surfer SEO, you can go in and drop your URL plus the keyword that you're looking to rank for, and then it will run an analysis. If you have NLP on, it'll run an analysis and it'll give you the top 10 competitors, the organic ranking competitors. You can go in and actually select, like for example, in my case, a lot of the times top 10 competitors are directory sites like Angie's List, Yelp, Home Advisor, that kind of stuff. So I usually will disable those, because they're, they're different. Those are directory sites that, so it kind of skews the results. But what I will do is leave whatever organic ranking competitors are, like local business competitors that are ranked in the top 10 organic, I'll leave those on. And then that gives me an indication of like how to tune my content for entities so that I can outrank those competitors. It gives you kind of like an average or a range of how many words there should be, how many heading tags, how many images, what the entities are, the named entities, and what their relevance is to the target search term or seed search term. So, Surfer SEO is something I have been using a lot. Something else I just more recently started testing with is called, oh shit, what's the name of it? It's Eric Lancheres. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, guys. Sorry, but it's another tool that does kind of entity stuff. If I could find it, I'd share it with you. Just a minute. Let me check, see if I've got it open. Yeah, right there. Okay. Onpage.ai. That's what it is. I started testing with this. This doesn't have as much functionality, or, it doesn't do as much as Surfer SEO in the way of content optimization. It does do something similar, but what's kind of cool about this is you can actually analyze your backlinks and see what Google thinks of your backlinks as far as what the topical relevance of the backlinks is. Something kind of similar to what Majestic does with topical trust flow, but it's a little bit different. So you can literally go take your backlinks from Search Console, for example, and or from Ahrefs or something like that, and you can paste them in to here, and it will analyze the backlinks and tell you what the topical category, based upon what Google thinks the topical category of the page that contains the link that links back to your target URL site is. And what's really interesting is it shows that if you have links that you thought it can show you where you thought you had links coming from relevant content and they're actually not relevant. And as we've been teaching at Semantic Mastery for years, relevancy is incredibly important. In my opinion, more important than just the domain metrics that the link is placed on, right? And that's what a lot of people still teach, is the power. Obviously, if you have a super powerful page that you can get a link from, then topical relevance is not nearly as important, because you can still get a lot of benefit from having a link from a very, very powerful page. But let's be honest, a lot of the times when we end up building links from, you know, wherever we put content to build links back, a lot of the times that page that gets published that contains the link back to our target isn't, you know, it doesn't have a lot of power until we power that page up. And so it's really important to make sure that the content of that page is topically relevant in Google's eyes to what the destination or target URL is, which would be your site, your money site, whatever it is you're trying to power up. And so that's where I thought this tool was pretty cool, is because you can go actually extract your backlinks that are currently existing and then do an analysis to determine what the topical category is in Google's eyes of those that content. And then you can determine very quickly, like, okay, like all these links, you know, aren't really relevant, at least according to Google. And then you can go back, and if you have access to edit that content, is make it more relevant. So now that link becomes more valuable, because you've just turned a non-topically relevant link into one that is topically relevant. So you can actually squeeze more power out of existing backlinks. I thought that was a really cool feature of this tool. And then lastly, there's also what they call predictive guest post, I think it's called. Yeah, predictive guest posts, where you can, when you're drafting content for link building, you can paste the content into here and it will analyze it and tell you what the category and categories are of the content, so that you can tune it to make sure that it is precisely, or, you know, perfectly optimized for the topical category that you want before you actually publish that link building post, if that makes sense. So there's some pretty cool features in this one as well. There are a lot of tools out right now, guys, that will help with SEO. I can't test them all. I am trying to test as many as I can. This one is the next one on my list, is InLinks. Okay. And by the way, there might be in the future a course coming out from us about this very thing. Okay, because it's something that I've been doing, testing a lot of these tools and training one of my my blogger who's now full time. I've been training her on how to use these tools and how to tune, like draft content, tune content, all of that. And so because I've done so much testing and training on that, I think we're going to end up making a course out of it and launching that in a few months. So just be on the lookout for that. Of course, we'll talk more about that before we do. Hopefully that was helpful, Johnny.